your dad and I became friends on Facebook. And so it just brings me such joy. I know the work that you're doing healed your family, and this amazing, incredible journey that you're on. We continue, like, the bigger your message, the more precise you come through, the more healing is available for the world, right? Your message is so beautiful. It's been able to go back and heal the family and heal and co-create. Amazing for everyone connected to you, Charlie. So it's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I didn't realize my father became Facebook friends with you. That's pretty cool.
Isn't that? I love it. I love it. I saw his request, and I had to go back in and clean out some. I had to go look for people that had dead accounts to say yes, or that, which makes me so happy just to see that.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, Charlie, what's going on? What's happening?
Well, I just love what everybody's saying. You know, it's so personal and intimate and honest and vulnerable, and being able to understand the energy of love and, you know, our tests, our challenges, and those moments where we're upset or angry at someone. You know, one of the things that I have learned along the way is we can fall into our patterns. You know, you just mentioned about healing the family. And we learn patterns in our family in order to receive and give love. And one of those patterns can often be a codependent or a scapegoat, or someone who's constantly having to mediate other people. So you're trying to be a mediator. And it works well when you're a child, but it doesn't work so well when you're an adult. So it can cause a lot of problems in your interpersonal relationships, whether it's with an intimate partner, whether it's with friendships, whether it's with people that you work with. And, you know, a lot of that anger comes in from not being able to be seen for the love that we have, the love that we can give. And it's really about learning how to love ourselves, to honor ourselves, and to give back to ourselves what we so want to give back to others. And I think when we really look at being able to love ourselves on that deep level, the way we want to love others, we tap into something that, like you're saying, is that mystical part of us. And it's a grace that begins to come through that recognizes that we are the source of our own love. It's not somebody else's job to love us. And then ironically, we begin to love others in a way that is true and honest. We get to allow them to be free, to be who they are without trying to make them somebody that they're not. You know, I think Thich Nhat Hanh has one of the best quotes or best understandings. He says, you should love another person in a way that makes them, that you should love in such a way that the person you love feels free. And I think that's so beautiful. And also being able to love ourselves in that way, to be who you are, to be exactly who you are, and to appreciate that. And I think that's such an important part to add to the conversation, that, you know, we need to love ourselves in such a way that we feel free too. That we feel free to be who we are. And the right people, they'll come in who are meant to be in there, and those who are not, they'll go away by the wayside. But you should never betray yourself, never lie to yourself, and to live in grace. You know, that the energy that's all around us is another way to think about it, is that we're in grace, and we're breathing in that grace, and that all life breathes together. And not to attach to the spectacles in our life. We can decide whether or not that spectacle is real or not. What is more real, that or me? What is more real, that or me? And do I want to attach to that spectacle? If it's causing me anger, do I want to attach to that? And I think we all get to learn how, and it's one of the challenges in becoming more loving, is what do I want to attach my energy to? Is it worth it? What is it going to cost me? And so it's a beautiful journey, and it's a challenge, to say the least. But that's what I wanted to add.
Yeah, that's so beautiful, Charlie, and so pertinent is we're the factor that decides, right? You are the factor that decides whatever
Mhm.
it is that you decide that you're going to give your mental energy to, whatever you commit to is what creates in your physical body and creates that reality. So what Charlie, what you're sharing so eloquently is when something comes up that challenges you, do you commit to the illusion of the pain, or do you commit to what you're in the process of creating? And that
Right.
commitment, stay in what you're creating, is so beautiful and so profound. And so it's such a journey. And thank you so much for that. That's so, so beautiful. Charlie, you have a show on this Saturday. Is it Friday or Saturday?
It's this Friday. We have it's our 50th show, which is amazing.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
And
and it's called The
council.
Council, and it's on KUHSDenver.com. We broadcast here in Denver and all across the nation and around the world. We have about 40 different countries that tune into the show. Last show we had over 80,000 people that tuned in, which was amazing. And this week we have Jennifer Hugh. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. And it's about the 5 skills necessary to thrive. And she's the founder of the Wide Awakening program.com, and she's a seer and alchemist, and really excited to have her on the show. Following week, we have a local author who wrote a book here. His name's Albert Quintana. So we try to broaden our scope and to be very inclusive on the council. And I believe that to give counsel is to give grace. And so we're trying to honor that mission and to be as inclusive of every perspective that anybody has, and welcoming that so that people can feel a part of a community and feel a part of a council that is here to bring more hope and faith and trust and enlightenment to the world.
That's so beautiful. Thank you, Charlie, for that, for enlightenment to the world. And I'd love for you to just share back in the beginning when you started with Miracle Makers or with Dr. Sarah. This is one of the things for anyone who's thinking about a lifetime membership. I would just love for you to share how we made payment plans possible, right? You made the commitment.
Yes.
And then and at the time that you made the commitment to work with me, what life was like and how finances, right? We work together with that, just in case no one is ever turned away. We just make it happen through payment plan. There's a question that's coming in privately for someone considering lifetime membership, right? And what's it like for you, Charlie, when you first started working? What would you recommend?
Well, when I first started, I was completely broken on the inside. I was shattered. I was on the edge of suicide, and it took every effort in my heart and my soul to keep going. I was suffering from a pretty severe case of complex PTSD, and it was just trying to get through the days. It was an effort. And then I found Dr. Sarah, and she said she wanted to help me, and we worked on a payment plan, and I was struggling financially, and it was the best decision I ever made. Dr. Sarah saved my life. So.
Thank you, Charlie, for sharing that. And now you're saving thousands and thousands of lives just from making a commitment to know yourself. You were the one that stepped in and said, I'm going to be different. I'm going to commit to this. And that's what made it so beautifully. We were able to make a plan that worked. And you were such a gift to our world. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Charlie, for sharing.
You're welcome. And also, I have a book out if anybody's interested. It's called Meditations with Masters of the Axial Age. And you get to sit down with 6 great masters from this amazing period of history. And it's a self-help book for the soul, and you can buy it on bookbaby.com. It's store.bookbaby.com, and also Amazon and Barnes & Noble and all kinds of other places.
So beautiful, Charlie. I can't wait till we're featuring that on Miracle Makers. That's coming up soon. Thank you, Charlie, so much. Meditations with Masters.
Of the Axial Age.
Of the Axial Age. Meditations of the Masters with that Axial Age. Wonderful. We thank you, Charlie. And we're just going to summarize in this last bit what we talked about today in our how to be okay, right? Today's class focused completely on how to be okay on your own, how to let go of loneliness. Courageous women and men do not need anyone to complete them. And so we dove in so much into knowing yourself, the art of being yourself, with beautiful Caroline McHugh. And she really broke down how to be authentic, the interiority coming from the insides. Don't let the perceptions of other people stop you. You know, your opinion of yourself and other people's opinion of you is none of your business. Your job is to say, how would I be without that opinion? To step into persona, really to know what you're becoming, what you commit to. The emotions that you have is your commitment. And if when your emotions come up, really focus on what you intend them to be, and rehearse what's occurring in your mind's eye. And know that your ego, a healthy ego, a balanced ego, really gets its nurturing from its core self, from knowing itself. Everything is informing you. And of course, the 3 graces, the grace of pure giving. We have a whole 3 classes on just the art of grace within Miracle Makers Academy. One grace knows how to give. The perfect giver, no strings attached, gives from that eternal self. That second grace receives from this place, knowing it's connected to all of the universe, and every person and place and thing feels the joy and the grace of receiving it without strings attached, just the joy. Then of course there's the witness grace that feels and witnesses the giving and receiving, feels what each of them is feeling, and makes sure that everyone in the circle of grace gets to be all 3 of those graces: the giver, the receiver, and the witness. So beautiful. You can achieve whatever you set out to achieve. And when you heard your first love story, right? Your first love story, you began searching, not knowing that it was inside of you all along. The love is inside yourself all along. And the final point is, every night you go to bed, empty yourself of all that's in your head, and allow yourself to feel the grace when you wake up again every morning in this place. You did whatever it took. 1 million didn't do that. 1 million people's eyes did not wake when their clocks shook, right? 1 million people didn't wake up today, but you did. And you get to wake up even more in every way. And so thank you for joining this class. We look forward to you joining us on Sunday. I love you so much, and we will be back on Sunday. Bye for now. I'm gonna